1, 2, 3, 4.
Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make we chant down Vatican now. Bang bling bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make we chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make we chant down Vatican now. Bang bling bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make we chant down Vatican now.
What up, y'all? Babylon 5 Podcast. It's your boy, Jermaine Babbles. It's episode 97. Calling this bad boy sick. But most importantly, how are you guys doing? How's your week been? How's everybody feeling? Everybody's feeling good, I hope. We're calling this episode sick, as I said, because I, for the last week, have not been feeling the best, ladies and gentlemen. Your Jermaine event has been a little under the weather, to say the least. I'm not sure what it was. Niggas don't go to the doctor, you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I did not go to the doctor, and I did not keep up with Lo-Fi Sunday. Maybe I'll make a beat after. I did not keep up with it, but maybe I'll make a beat later. Sorry, but yeah, I'm a little sick. So you hear that little cough there. Not sure what it is. I feel like half of the office is all with the same symptoms. Like cough, a little bit of head pressure, all kinds of, stuffy nose, yet runny nose at the same time. I'm fucking, I had all that, and I was, struggling to stay awake. You know what I'm saying? I was struggling to stay awake. The first Monday, I would say last week Monday, I started to feel a little sick, maybe. I'm usually always stuffy, as I was saying. I praise this nasal spray all the time. But this day I was Monday night, I was getting super stuffy. Like stuffy to the point where, as I was saying with this nasal spray, why I praise it, I usually can't sleep through the night. That's how stuffy I get. I wake up, I'm usually an all-time mouth breather, and there's just a lot of nights where I can't sleep through the night because I get so stuffy. And this was one of the nights where it seemed like, yo, you're just not sleeping. You're not going to get unstuffed. All right? You're not going to get unstuffed was what it was feeling like. It was pretty terrible. Unfortunately. And then I went to work the next day, and I don't know, I felt like I was still pretty stuffy all morning Tuesday, and I was still super stuffy, but I'm always stuffy. That's why I praise this nasal spray. And, but right as I get to work, I remember right as I'm walking in, the sun just hit me in a way. And I was like, what the fuck? Right at that point, this crazy head pressure just hit me right then. And all of a sudden, I just had the sniffles super hard. And my coworker was just right away, oh, you're sick, huh? And I'm just I wasn't trying to be sarcastic or sound like an asshole, but I'm I think so. Or some shit like that. Because it was just hitting me. I wasn't sick right 5 minutes ago. This literally just started to happen. All of a sudden, I'm starting to feel sick as shit. And then me and two other people in the office are still we're all feeling the same shit, just sneezing, coughing. Well, actually, I feel none of us were coughing. Everybody was basically just sneezing. And I was sneezing and cold, and I couldn't breathe out of my nose. I was getting pretty confused at times. I think that Tuesday and Wednesday were bad. They were equally bad days. But just being at work with that Tuesday, and just feeling that craziness, just not being able to breathe and just crazy head pressure. Like, I'm not sure what it was. The other two in the office were saying, like, it was allergies. Though, Friday at work, one of them was taking, I think, cold medicine, and the other one was still taking allergy medicine. But everybody was still sick. I don't think it's allergies. I think we're all feeling the same thing. And it could be whatever. I don't know if it's COVID. I think I'm the only person, to be real with y'all. I'm black and a conspiracy theorist. So, I wasn't even going to necessarily be all the way out here. I didn't take one of those pictures. So did it even actually happen? I didn't take one of those pictures and post online for you guys, but I am vaccinated. But I think I'm probably the only person in the office that is vaccinated. I don't think anyone else is really rocking with it. For whatever reason, to each its own. Everybody has their reason, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't necessarily going to, or I was on the fence about it, and then it was just like, nah, just for my own comfort, just how I'm feeling about things, let's just do it. I'm going to give you guys the social medias. If you want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. If you want to follow my personal accounts, it's at my name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You can follow this podcast at babylon5.podbean.com. You can also listen to this podcast on Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, pretty much anywhere podcasts stream. And if you guys are on Xbox, go ahead and add me at SauceBoss414. If you guys are on Twitch, add me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. As I talk about Xbox, I saw someone, they were like, do this and we're going to give away a Xbox Series, whatever. I was like, oh, what? I forgot they even came out with new systems. I completely forgot about that. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I'm curious how they are. Are they any different? Are they better? Maybe. They're probably better. I don't know. For as much gaming as I do these days, I don't think I ever need a new system. So that's where I'm at with that. If you guys are lucky, y'all catch one of my insomnia streams on Twitch. But as I was saying, if you guys want to check out the merchandise, go ahead and check out the merchandise. Go to teespring.com/store/BOF-pod-shop. Go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod to support the podcast. I was thinking I'm going to just probably just bring it down to $1 tier. One single dollar tier. Join the fucking Patreon. At just $1, you can get the podcast early, along with all the other exclusives. The I Digress. Let's just run these numbers up. I'm going to bring down the tiers, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Jermaine is talking about. Bringing down the tiers. I'm like Queen Latifah. My niggas. I'm like the nigga version of Queen Latifah. I'm bringing down the tiers. T-E or T-I-E? I'm bringing down the tiers. I'm the nigga Latifah. King Latifah. So go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod and be my patron. Be my patron. If you guys are on TikTok, go ahead and add that brother at Babylon 5 Podcast. I don't know why it feels like I'm doing this for the first time. Feels like I'm doing this for the first time. But I started writing these notes the other day when I think maybe Thursday. I thought I was feeling a little better, and then it was at the end of work Friday, it was like, no, you're not feeling better, nigga. You feeling the same, if not worse. And then it's just like now I'm dealing with like, well, it's just like whenever I've gotten sick, this is usually a thing that I deal with. Because my wife pulled out the chloroseptic spray. And I was like, have you used this before? And she's like, I don't think so. And it's just like, yeah, you probably got it before when I was sick before. Because I'll go, even when I'm not sick, like usually before I start to fall asleep, I don't know what it is, I'll like cough super hard. I'll start having if I start to nod off, no matter what position I'm laying in, I'll fucking just have a coughing fit. And then after I get that first coughing fit out, then I'm usually able to go back to sleep. But when I'm sick, it's just like coughing fit, coughing fit, coughing fit. And if I'm lucky, I'm able to somehow calm myself down with either chloroseptic or something and be able to sleep for like 20 minutes before the coughing attack comes back. And then it's just another constant fucking battle of fucking cough drops, chloroseptic, just something to try to calm my throat down so that I can just fucking go to sleep. So that's what your boy's dealing with right now, and I got a fucking toothache. That just started today, or actually not today. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. I was actually lifting weights the other day. I got a bench here in the man cave where I record this shit right behind me, and I was just doing the bench press, not lifting a lot, but as I was just like not even like doing the motion, just lifting the weight up, like just bringing it down to my chest, like about to start a set, and then there was just like this sharp pain in my like tooth, like a sharp pain, like it feels like something's yanking on my tooth. I was like, what the fuck? And then as I'm doing the exercise, occasionally that sharp fucking yanking pain is right there on my fucking back tooth. So I'm like, yo, I can't keep doing this right now, because it's crazy sharp pain. So I'm dealing with some kind of fucking cold. Niggas are saying they think it's allergies. Coworkers who I feel like are dealing with the same thing. Like, I feel like half the office is sick. I feel like we all got COVID. And I'm the only nigga that got vaxxed. I'm the only nigga. But even I don't know. It's not definitely not a black thing. I think black people in general are staying away from that vaccine. I can't wait to get out of my shell. That song was like in my head the other day, and I was singing like the CBS 58 news song. My wife had never heard any of this shit. I was an in the house ass nigga. I was a we in the house ass nigga. A LL Cool J ass nigga. And y'all probably are like, I don't get that reference, because I was an in the house ass nigga. You had to be in the house to watch In the House. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those guys. I was in the house. I'm actually, I didn't mention it. It's on commercial right now. I was like, at first I was going to record this episode earlier in the day, but then the day kind of got away from me, and here we are. Here we are, all alone, you and me, privacy, and we could talk. Anywho, I don't know why I did that last thing there. Because, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I should take some Mucinex. Maybe a little Mucinex. Wet up that throat a little bit. Trying to wet it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wet it up like the rappers do. I don't know what that noise was. That was an interesting noise. I was watching the game, and then a noise was made. Now the game's off. I'm trying to get back on. And this fucking tooth pain, I realized it starts to happen if I smile a little bit. So I'm trying not to laugh too hard, which is pretty whack, right? I'm fucking hilarious. It's hard not to laugh at the shit that I say. It's like, wow, Jermaine, you're a fucking clown. You crack me up. This is me talking to myself, you know? That's me talking to myself. So it's pretty hard. I'm trying to keep it calm. Cause one false smile and there's fucking feels like somebody's about to yank this tooth out of my mouth, and if you're gonna yank it out now, cause Jesus Christ, it fucking hurts. Stop playing this game. But yeah, if this is a part of the sickness, come on, get down with the sickness. If this is part of it, if this is part of the sickness, then hopefully this shit passes soon. Cause it's like, holy fuck. Holy fuck. I'm in pain, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in my 30s. And the way I'm feeling right now, I don't think you really did too good of a fucking job taking care of yourself, of your person in the last 25, 28, 27, 20 fucking 6 years. Whoa, shit. Let me say 27. I'll say 27. Damn near 23. Nigga. Nah, not... you ain't been taking good care of yourself. Let's say it like that, alright, young man. And the way my mouth feels is that I haven't. I felt like, for a while, I want fucking veneers. It's just like occasionally my teeth hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like occasionally my teeth hurt. To the point where it's just like, nah, I need to just get rid of all these. So that's where I be at sometimes. It's like, sometimes my teeth hurt and I want to get rid of them all. And I haven't yet. I haven't gotten rid of them all. But right now, today, this is one of those days that I'm right there. So this Bucks game, man, it's game 3. If you guys don't know, game 3. Game 2, the Bucks came back and stomped these fucking Hawks after the Hawks stole one at home. In Milwaukee. Right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, after they came here and stole one. Bucks came out and stomped them. Atlanta came out hot in this one. I almost didn't want to watch it. So I put the game on. Then I was like, all right, let me set this shit up. And then when I come back, and then, as I'm setting shit up, I'm looking at the score, and they're fucking, hitting everything. Threes. They're hitting everything early on. And I was like, oh, fuck. The Bucks don't usually do a good job of, climbing out of that hole once they start like that. And so I just focus on setting everything up. And when I come back to the game right now it's a 2-point game. Atlanta's up by 2 points. It's 44-42, and it's 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. And I don't know. All they got to do is just punch him in the face. I'm sure, you're going to go down in history as the guy who in 2021 punched Trae Young in the face. But punch him in the face. Just let him know we don't fuck around like that. Maybe you get ejected. Maybe you get kicked out of the NBA. But I guarantee we win this series. Oh my God. It's hurting me more than it's hurting you. I'll guarantee we win this series. Alright. Oh no, we're still losing this game. Still a 2-point game. Just saw Giannis score, but I guess I missed their score. I'm just trying to erase their scores from mine memory. Oh, Gallinari. Gallinari looking smooth over here with the stroke. Hey. Giannis blam on him. Alright, Giannis. Blam with the blammer, Giannis. Alright, this is the most basketball I've watched in the past 2 years. It broke my heart. Broke my heart 2 years ago. Kawhi came in and broke my heart. He broke my fucking heart. Well, he didn't break my heart. The Bucks broke my heart. Coach Budenholzer broke my heart. He broke my fucking heart. He still be breaking my heart now. We're down 4. We still win this game. I just want to feel better. I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll die. Maybe this is possibly the last episode of Babylon 5 podcast. But if it is, thank you guys so much for rocking with me. It's been a smooth ride. It's been a smooth ride. Album of the year just came out. Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost just came out. It's an album he's got with DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills, you bastards. You know what I'm saying? The whole Lil Wayne shit, all the mixtape shit you used to hear back in the day. So he's got the fucking drama throughout there. Drama ad-libs. And it's just pretty cool nostalgia. And it's just like the kind of artist that Tyler is. You just didn't really see it. You didn't really expect something like this to happen. This mixtape-ish, call me the DJ Drama shit. Like, and it's all in the Tyler vibe. But I feel like Tyler's spitting way more than he has in most in his previous albums. He's just going in. Lumberjack, fire. He's just got a lot of shit. Juggernaut. I didn't pull it up because it's real out here, fam. Everything's cool. Sir Boulder Lair. Sounded like they were saying Boulderlands, but they're saying Borderlair, I guess. Sounded like Borderlands. Lemonhead's fire. Dude, he's going in. I don't know who's rapping on there. I think someone else is on there. Possibly Damo, I think, was on there. There's somebody rapping on Juggernaut other than... I know Pharrell comes in and murders. There's somebody here. I don't know what it says if you niggas is on Spotify, but I'm using Tidal. And it doesn't tell me who the artists are. It just says Tyler, the Creator. Doesn't say who's featured on it. So I don't know who's on it. If I don't know your voice, I don't know who you are. I don't know who's on it. But I think this album's pretty fire. I was watching some things of a little clip of the Joe Budden podcast. Apparently Joe Budden podcast is no longer going to be like streaming or putting their episodes fully on YouTube. Pretty much because the Rory and Maul podcasts are getting like 3 times the fucking views as they are right now. So they're taking their fucking podcasts off of YouTube, but they've just been uploading clips. And I saw something that they were saying like everything, all the accolades people give to fucking J. Cole, people should be giving to Tyler, the Creator, and then they were getting into this debate that like and it was just like, why are you saying he deserves this over that? And I feel like I feel like it's true, all right? I feel like the same respects and accolades that we give to fucking J. Cole, we should be giving to Tyler, if not more, because I think he's a better lyricist. I'm a bigger fan of his music. I think he's a better producer. I think he's more diverse than J. Cole. But they're both like pretty talented fucking artists. They're pretty great. They do some of the same things. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So all that praise that we do give J. Cole for having his own sound and making his own beats and yada, 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 we should be giving Tyler the Creator that same praise. And this album here is, I would say, off of like the first couple listens, could be like his best like project lyrically. It flows pretty well. Man, fuck all y'all. Giannis just airballed a free throw, and they're showing these bitch ass Atlanta fans like just laughing, clowning. Man, fuck these clown ass niggas. Fuck all you niggas. Man, fuck all you niggas. This is Tyler's best album lyrically. He's just going in. I know he's got Lil Wayne on the album. Damn, Giannis missed both them free throws. He's got Wayne on the album. Skateboard P, if you don't know, is Pharrell. I think Damo Genesis is on the album. I don't think I heard any Frank Ocean on there. I wish there was some Frank. Definitely been missing some Frank. Needing some Frank. But this is a good album. This is a good album. I would back in the day like a fucking fool, would probably play some of this song, and then, as I'm pretty sure is what happened, Facebook took down the Babylon 5 page, Facebook page, because of it. So let's just not play copyrighted music anymore, you know? All right, old chap, let's just not do it. Let's just not do it. But it's a pretty good album from Tyler the Creator. A lot of people are claiming album of the year, but a lot of people were claiming that for J. Cole when his album came out. And they were saying with Will on the Joe Budden podcast, they were saying that Drake is dropping an album this year, and apparently Kendrick Lamar is also dropping an album this year. So we'll see who wins that album of the year when it's all said and done. It doesn't matter. No, we all win. Okay, we all win, even if you're a Drake fan. I'm a Drake fan. Fuck. Wait, no, we got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was like, change that score. Okay. 7-point game. 7-point game. This past weekend we had UFC 30. UFC Vegas 30, not UFC 30. Fight night, UFC Vegas 30. Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Volkov. But earlier, another fight, other fights on the card. You had this guy, Justin James. He's fighting Charles Rosa. And Justin James, very public about he's betting his $25,000 fight purse on himself. He was the underdog. And he's betting the whole 25 G's on himself. He's doing all these interviews. He's like, more people need to believe in themselves and just like take these risks. They need to bet on themselves, and he did it literally. And he lost. He lost his fight to Charles Rosa. He came out strong, he was coming with these heavy punches, but then he was taken down and controlled on the ground, and he lost. He lost the fight, and apparently lost his $25,000 fight purse. So he lost. He's on a losing streak. Might very well lose his job. Justin James is having the worst 2021. Like, Jesus. How could you fuck that up anymore? I'm not sure. I mean, he hasn't been cut yet. But, so if he doesn't, then he hasn't fucked it up that bad. But, like, as soon as he's cut, it's like, fuck, bro. Now you're a bare-knuckle boxer. Basically, that's what's going to happen next. He's going to BKFC. I'm not hating on BKFC. I'm just saying. So, yeah, shout out to Charles Rosa for taking care of business. And just, some people, yeah, you gotta believe in yourself, but Jesus Christ, you gonna bet your fight purse. You remember when they had Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley face to face, and Jake Paul was like, "Oh, why don't you bet your fight purse that you're gonna win? Why don't you bet your purse?" And Tyron Woodley just refused to respond. Because why would you take that chance? That's so dumb. Why take that chance? Hopefully James isn't cut. Hopefully he can find a chance to redeem himself in like a fight of the night performance. Hopefully. But that was a bad decision by Justin James. Then they had Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Danilo. Forgot the nigga's name. Danilo Gonzalez. Let's say Danilo Gonzalez. Oh, Danilo Marquez. So Kennedy Nzechukwu was taking on Danilo Marquez. And before the fight, they play a promo where Kennedy Nzechukwu where his mother finds out that she has ALS, and they show him like taking care of her, like she lives with him, and he says like he doesn't see this as a burden, taking care of his mom, because she created him and she took care of him. So like, this is just what you do, is take care of your people. And you know, right away they're pulling at the heartstrings. It's like, no way, man. I don't like. It'll break my heart if he loses this fight here. And as I remember, even before they played that promo, I picked Danilo Marquez to win this fight because my memory of Nzechukwu is him just kind of like shelling up and taking punishment, and then like outlasting his opponent, and then like putting it on them. And he finished that guy Usberg or whatever from Adesanya's camp. He finished him after he got him tired. After like dude just like unloaded on him for like a round, he like tired out, and then he like took over. So in this fight against a jiu-jitsu guy, I was like, dude, that's gonna it's gonna backfire, because he's gonna get on your back or some shit and choke you out. He got on his back. He was shelling up. He's punching him. He's just trying to defend it. He's just standing up against the fence, not trying to really get him off him. But he just stood there for the whole round with Marquez on his back. Second round was pretty much the same with the grappling, and it seemed pretty one-sided till the end of the second round, where it seemed like Nzechukwu was starting to catch him a little bit, starting to come on. He was able to separate, and it seemed like he was starting to catch him a little bit. But those two rounds were definitely for Marquez. But it seemed like Marquez was starting to tire out, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the second round. And Nzechukwu comes out in the third round and just fucking starts putting it on Danilo Marquez, and gets the fucking stoppage early in the third round. And it was fucking beautiful, man. I was super hype for Kennedy Nzechukwu. And the way they fucking played that promo, and then the Bucks tied it up at the half. It's a tie game. The way they played that promo with his mom, he's taking care of his mom with ALS, really pulled at my heartstrings. You know, I've seen it. I've seen it happen to a friend's mom. I knew her. I met her like right before she found out, and I saw what the disease does to a person. So when they played that clip of him carrying his mom, like in and out of bed and things like that, like, it really pulled at my heartstrings. It really pulled at my heartstrings. So shout out to Kennedy Nzechukwu. He just seems like a beautiful soul. You know what I'm saying? He seems like a beautiful soul, and he went in there and he did what he had to do to get the TKO. And he was very humble afterwards. They asked him who he wants next, and he said he's just whoever they they ask him to fight. He's ready to fight. It's who he wants next. So shout out to Kennedy and Zechiku on his victory. He's a beautiful soul, great young man. All right? Great young man. That's what Jermaine is saying these days. In the main event, you had Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov, man. And I predicted for you guys, I thought it would be a chess match. And it kind of was that. I thought it would be like I thought it would be pretty close, but I thought Cyril Gane would edge it out and get the decision. And he did get the decision, but it was a pretty one-sided affair, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty one-sided affair. Cyril Gane, I mean, I would say Volkov was showing me some fight in the first round, and I would say that maybe you could give the first round to Volkov. He was starting early with these leg kicks. Gane was hitting him with this fast jab, but it was pretty even in the first round. And but I gave the first round to Gane. And then second round, Gane's just on Volkov with this pressure. And he's just outlanding him, just touching him up, just showing some, like stepping up the aggression, just really putting it on Volkov in the second. And Gane is just like all over him in the third, like 2 straight rounds, just all over Volkov. And Volkov finally starts fighting back in the fourth. It was like he just didn't do anything for the whole third round. Like he just got beat up for the third round. Finally started to fight back in the fourth round, but he's still just like Gane is like just snapping his head back with his jab at this point. He's just all over him. And Gane just finishes him. Well, he doesn't finish him. He finishes the fight with just complete domination, man. He just finishes the fight via complete domination. It was not the fight that I thought it was going to be. But the footwork, as I said, like, Gane is just more of an educated striker than Volkov is. So I was like, the footwork, he's going to have just a few more weapons. But the footwork is what really did the difference there. It really confused. Like, Gane kept switching stances. And I believe when Gane would be in orthodox, all of a sudden, Volkov would start landing. He'd start throwing punches and landing. But the second Gane would switch to southpaw, Volkov would freeze up. He'd just freeze up and stop throwing. And then Gane would be able to land on him. He'd freeze up when he switched to the other stance. But in one stance, he felt comfortable striking. In the other stance, Volkov would just stand there. It was like deer in headlights. It was really crazy. But yeah, just but in the way that Gane slides in and out and his movement in there really fucking stifled Volkov out there, and it was a one-sided event. Going into the fifth round, Volkov's corner told him that it was 2-2 going into it, and I'm sitting here like, nah, man, I scored it 4-0 Gane. If anything, he could have maybe got the first round, but it's like, yo, did you even throw a punch in the third round? Like, did you even throw a punch in the third round? But they're telling him that it's like 2-2 going into the fifth. Then the fight ends, and they're giving off the scorecards. Excuse me, they're reading off the scorecards, and they're showing Volkov, and Volkov looks so confused, and he's like, because they're like 50-45, 50-45, 49-46, and he's turning, looking at his corner like, what the fuck? Like, how did I lose every round? And it's like, because, bro, they're lying to you. What they should have told you going into the fifth was, you need a finish here. You're not throwing. He's landing. He's clearly backing. He had Volkov pretty much backed up against the fence for the majority of the fight. Just taking abuse, pretty much. And then going into the fifth, you guys are like, dude, it's tied. Whoever wins this round wins it all. Did you think you won the fifth round? Because you did not. Did not win the fifth round. So, like, you guys should have told him, yo, you need a finish here, or you're not going to win this fight. And he did not win that fight. Gane wins. He's just a good dude. Talks about how he's at this point, he's ready to fight former teammate, champion Francis Ngannou. And I think that would be a fantastic fight. I saw people saying, like, for a while, like, oh, there's this sparring footage between Ciryl Gane and Francis Ngannou. And they're like, oh, Francis was able to land this uppercut. And I finally, like, looked for it today. I looked for that footage. And the only footage I could see was, like, light sparring, where there was so many moments where Francis would just, like, swing on Gane, and Gane would be, like, sliding in where he could be, like, in perfect position to land, like, anything. Like, the way I watched Gane fight, he could have landed, like, a nasty elbow. Like he probably could have landed 3 strikes with how close Francis was getting with these, like, strikes and just, like, leaving himself open. But they would just come close, and then they would separate. It was light sparring. So, like, I don't know what people feel like they saw in these light spars, but I don't think it means too much. I think what it's going to come down to is the grappling of Gane. Can he do something to stop the double leg that's going to come at him from Francis, that monster Francis? Because I think he's clearly the better striker. He's probably the best striker in the heavyweight division. Like, by a lot. By a lot. So he's ready for that fight. He says he's about to have a baby in a month, so he's ready to just wait to fight Francis. Francis is most likely going to fight Derek Lewis next. I would personally love it if they scheduled Stipe Miocic versus Ciryl Gane. That'd be pretty cool. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Gane says he wants to wait. Only people ahead of him right now are Stipe Miocic at number 1 and Derek Lewis at number 2. I think Gane should be moved up to number 2 after that performance, but I don't think that's going to happen because it wouldn't make sense with the championship fight coming up. You'd rather want to see what happens there, you know. At least that's what I think. We're at halftime with this game. And I say that because I don't really have too much. I didn't really take too many more notes. And I don't feel like I've been babbling that long. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not. Well, I guess 43 minutes, that's pretty cool. 43 minutes, I've been babbling. I just hope the Bucks win. It's pretty hard for me to talk right now. I don't mean to be that way, but it's just pretty hard for me to talk with my mouth the way it is. This fucking toothache. It's just like certain way I was just like enunciating things was even hurting. Feels like it's yanking at my tooth. I don't know what I need to do with that. Maybe go to the fucking dentist. I just got this letter in the mail about the app for my health insurance. I need to fucking go in there and find a fucking dentist or some shit. Go to these fucking dental schools. Let these children play with my mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just get in there and play with my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. Just get in there and play with my mouth. Let's see. So there's no fights. Actually, I was going to mention that. There's no fights next week. Shout out to Lomachenko, who had a fight last night. He came out and won. And they're saying that, like, with the victory that he had last night, depending on if Teofimo Lopez is able to win his upcoming fight, that sets them up for a rematch. So I would love to watch that fight. And Gervonta Davis moved up in weight. Looked like a crazy size discrepancy. But he came out with an 11th round knockout. So shout out to Gervonta Davis. But there's no UFC next week for 4th of July weekend. But a few other fighters I want to shout out. Shout out to Jeremiah Wells, man, who knocked out Warley Alves. Warley Alves, who submitted Colby Covington. And, was just... has every intention to be a champion. Everybody kind of respected him because of that win. Every time you see Warley Alves, they mention the Colby Covington victory. And Jeremiah Wells knocks this man out cold in his first UFC fight. So shout out to Jeremiah Wells. Julia Avila submits Julia Storolenko in the third round. She previously showed the struggles that Avila had being controlled on the ground, and she was able to submit her opponent here. So shout out to Julia Avila. But there's no fight next week. Next card that they have is the UFC 246 card, which, I mean, I don't know. The headline is Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Like, there's no championship fight. We're getting the number one contender fight, essentially. This is the main event. Co-main event, I'm much more interested in. It's just like with the Conor and Poirier, like, we've seen it twice. And if Conor doesn't win here, then I'm not interested. You know? I'm not interested in what. Okay, then Poirier fights Oliveira. Then let's book it. Fuck it. Alright? But if McGregor loses here, then it's like, well, I guess McGregor's done. That's whack. It's like UFC's just a little more exciting when McGregor's around. So it's like we don't necessarily need this fight. And there's a good chance that Conor could lose it. So, like, for me, I don't see the super hype to have this third fight so quickly. But we're doing it. The co-main event I'm much more excited for. I wish they would have made that one a 5-rounder. Got Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson. That's going to be a banger. I'm going Stephen Thompson in there. Greg Hardy's back in action versus Tai Tuivasa. I'm definitely going with Greg Hardy in that one. Sugar Sean. These are fights. This is 2 weeks from now, so I'm probably going to talk about it again next week if I'm here. But yeah, I don't know. With that said, probably going to get up out of here. It's just, as I'm talking and my mouth is yanking, I'm just scared to even speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm scared to speak. But as I said, from where I'm leaving off, the Bucks, Hawks are tied at the half, and I hope we can pull it off. I really hope we can pull it off. This is episode 97, Sick. Give you guys social medias, actually. If you guys want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You can follow my personal account at My Name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. And you can follow this podcast at Babylon5.podbean.com. You can listen to this podcast on Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, pretty much anywhere podcasts stream. If you guys are on Xbox, go ahead and add me at SauceBoss414. If you guys are on Twitch, add me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. Go ahead and cop a t-shirt or two at teespring.com/store/BOF/BOFpod-shop. Let's just repeat that. Let's go to go cop a t-shirt at teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. And you guys should support the podcast in general. And I'm going to, we're bringing down the tiers. Bringing down the tiers. Go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod. Bringing down the tiers. If you guys are on TikTok, add me at Babylon5Podcast. And yeah, this fucking head pressure's coming. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I was real curious. I've took as ibuprofen or some shit. And I was am I going to be able to fucking last? I don't know. Like, if I could even record today, but getting out of here at the right time. That's what it feels like. So, hopefully I see you guys next week. You guys take care of yourselves and each other. You know what I was going to say, though? It's funny that, like, I'm sick now. I don't know if it's just a work thing, but I think it's pretty funny that last week I'm like, oh, we went out to eat. We went out for dinner. And the next week I'm like, dude, I might got COVID. Like, it could be a work thing. There was a guy at work who the Friday before that Monday I started feeling sick. Was like, oh, I got a head cold and blah, blah, blah. I was like sneezy and stuffy and shit like that. That was him that Friday. Then Monday, everybody else is kind of like that. So there's that. But then also there was Saturday where we went out to eat. But who knows? Who knows what actually happened? But as I said, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you when I see you. I'll holla.
Chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now. Bang bang chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now. Bang chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now.